So if you're anything like me, you are not the most romantic man in the world. In fact, you are probably watching this because you are not the most romantic man in the world. Guys, if I'm being honest, I really struggle in the area of romance, and I have for years. And so I had to give myself a cheat code for how to be romantic and how to make it a lifestyle without seeming cheesy and without breaking the bank. So if you're ready to learn how to be more romantic, make it a lifestyle without being cheesy and breaking the bank, you're in the right place. I want you to grab your note. I want you to write these things down. Now, the first thing I need you to hear about romance is this, and I'm going to give you 5 things that I've adopted. But the first thing you need to understand about romance is that romance is really rooted in servitude. It is rooted in your desire to serve your spouse, serve your lover, serve your mate, and to serve them in a way that they feel loved, valued, and appreciated by you. And it's doing it without them having to ask. That's really the key to romance. It's serving them without them having to ask you to serve them, and doing it in a way that meets their need, not your convenience. That's critical. I want you to hear that. Romance really is rooted in servitude, and it's the essence of it is you serving them to meet their need without expecting anything in return. There are 5 things that I do that I want you to adopt. The first thing I need you to hear is this. You really have to, this is key, and I want you to write it down. I don't know if this is the most important, but it's certainly one of the most important. You got to pay attention to her preferences. One of the keys to romance is paying attention to her preferences. What does she prefer? What perfume does she prefer? What is her favorite snack? What is her favorite type of movie? What's her favorite genre of music, right? Really paying attention to her preferences and going out of your way to present a preference when she's least expecting it. So number 1, pay attention to her preferences and go out of your way to present one of her preferences without her asking for it and when she least expects it. So an example of that is if you know her favorite snacks are Kit Kats, and you know her favorite drink is Sprite, all right? Then on your way home on Friday evenings, stop by the store, get her a card, a Kit Kat, and a Sprite. Write something really sweet in the card, give it to her, and just tell her, I want you to know I love you, right? So that is a way that you can really show her that you love her, be more romantic without seeming cheesy, right? Pay attention to her preferences and present the preference without her asking for it and without expecting anything in return. All right, so the second thing that I do that has really helped me become more romantic when I'm not romantic is I've adopted what I call a so she won't have to attitude. I want you to do the same. Adopt a so she won't have to attitude. What is a so she won't have to attitude? It's when you adopt the type of attitude where you go out of your way to serve her and to do things for her so she won't have to. So for example, if you know that every morning she puts her bag by the door on her way out 30 minutes before, you can do it for her. Or if you walk by the ironing board and you see that she's put her clothes on the ironing board, plug the iron up, iron her clothes for her so she won't have to. If you know every evening at 7 p.m. she runs a bath and she takes a bath by 7:10, 7:15, then you at 6:45 start running that bath for her so that she won't have to. You see how that works? So the key is to find a need that you can meet for her so that she won't have to, and meet the need. Again, here's the key, without expecting anything in return. You hear what I said? I said that I'm going to do this. I'm going to iron these clothes. I'm going to run this bath. I'm going to prepare your plate. I'm going to do all of these things, and I'm not going to expect anything in return. You know, one of the things when I was really trying to, I'm always trying to, but there was a period when I was really trying to level up on how I show up for my wife. And one of the things God showed me, he took me to Ephesians 5. He said, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church. And another version of that, amplified version, it says that the husband does for her what he would do for himself. So I want you to think about that. Whatever you would do for yourself, do it for her. and do it for her without expecting anything in return. So adopting a so she won't have to mindset is really doing the things that you would do for yourself, but do it for her so she won't have to. So I want you to identify 5 things you do for yourself on a daily basis. You put toothpaste on your toothbrush. You iron your clothes. You run your bath or you run your shower. You start your car, right? There are so many things you do for yourself on a daily basis that you can do for her so she won't have to. So the second thing I really want you to do, man, is adopt a so she won't have to mindset. And at least once a day, find something you can do for her so that she won't have to. Number 3 is very critical. And I really want you to lock in on this. And that is, number 3, you want to adopt and anticipate the need mindset. You want to adopt and anticipate the need mindset. What does that mean, Dave? What that means is I want you to think about who she is. Think about what she has going on. Think about her day. Think about her daily routine. And I want you to anticipate the need. I want you to start looking for opportunities to serve your wife. So, for example, if you are sitting at the table and you hear her cough at least 2 times, that's your cue to get her some water. Or if you hear her sneeze at least twice, that's your cue to get up and get her some tissue, right? You want to anticipate the need. You're also thinking about, okay, what is she going to need? I want you to just really kind of think about her day, think about her daily routine, and think about what does she need based on her daily routine. So here's another example. If you know that she has a big meeting coming this Friday, right? What you may want to do is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just take 10 minutes to pray for her specifically for that meeting. Just pull her aside, grab her by the hand and say, hey, listen, I just want to pray for you for this meeting Friday. It's a big meeting and I want to make sure you are at your best. What are you doing? You are anticipating the need, right? You're getting ahead of the need and meeting the need before it becomes a need and without expecting anything in return. That's a tongue twister. That's how you and I become more romantic. We anticipate the need. We get ahead of the need. We meet the need without expecting anything in return. And that is how we become more romantic, right? I want you to begin anticipating the need. You want to look for opportunities to serve your wife. You always want to be paying attention to how can I serve her? Now, because this is not something that comes naturally for many of us, I want you to be intentional, number 1. Number 2, I want you to make it a game. I want you to really make it a game. Every day, I want you just kind of looking for opportunities to get ahead of a need that she may have, right? Anticipate the need. If you know that she drinks coffee every morning at 6 a.m., I want you to get up at 5:45 and make it for her. What are you doing? You're doing number 2. You're serving her extravagantly by doing something so that she won't have to. But you're also doing number 3. You are anticipating the need. All right. So number 1, remember, it was pay attention to her preferences. Number 2, you want to do it so that she won't have to. Number 3, you want to begin anticipating the need. All right. Number 4. This is how you and I become more romantic. I'm going to tell you what this is, and I don't want you to let your mind roam freely as you normally would. I want you to learn how to play hide and seek. Don't even think about what you're thinking about right now. I know what you're thinking about. I know what you're thinking about. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say play hide and seek, one of the things I've learned to do is I take Post-it notes and I'll just put a little card or put a little letter on the Post-it note and I'll hide it somewhere where I know she's going to find it. So for example, when I'm going out of town, what I'll do is, especially if I'm the last one to leave the house, so if she's left for work and I'm leaving for the airport, I'll write a little note. I'll put it in the bed within the sheets. So when she pulls the bed back, the note will say, I miss you already. Or I wish I was there to tuck you in, right? Something really sweet, really simple. And hide it somewhere that you know she's going to get it at some point throughout the day, and just make her day, right? Just write a little simple love note, play hide and seek with her, hide it somewhere where she can get it, where she can find it. It can even be a gift. It can be a rose. It can be a card. It can be anything. It can be a gift card, but hide it somewhere where she can get it, find it, and don't say anything about it. Let her find it. Now, if you really want to level up, you can do number 2 and 3 at the same time. So you can do number 2. You can do something so she won't have to. So for example, if every other Friday every other Saturday rather, she gets her nails done, what you can do is on Friday, on your way home, you're going to stop by the nail salon. You're going to either pay for her nails or get a gift card for her nails because you're going to do it so she won't have to. And so that you can do number 3, anticipate the need, so that you can do number 4, hide that card somewhere where she can get it. So on Friday night, when she pulls the bed back, the sheets back, she's going to see a card in there that says, I love you. I know you get your nails done tomorrow. It's on me, right? Now, these are ways that we can be romantic without being romantic. This is just you serving your wife extravagantly, right? You see how that works? Now, let me give you, let's recap. Number 1, we want to pay attention to her preferences. We want to present the preference. Number 2, we want to do it so that she won't have to. Number 3, we want to anticipate the need. Number 4, we want to play hide and seek with it. All right, number 5 is the most important. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, that none of these are more important, but number 5 is the most important. You really want to master emotional intelligence. One of the ways that you and I can be most romantic is by becoming emotionally intelligent. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify, process, articulate, and manage your needs and the needs of others. It's the ability to identify, process, articulate, and manage your own needs. And the reality is that she needs you to help her do that for herself as well. And so one of the ways that we can become, in fact, to me, this is the most important way, become most romantic, is by becoming emotionally intelligent. If we were to take this a little bit deeper, she needs you to connect with her in a way that sex, anything physical, even anything monetarily won't do it, right? She needs you to connect with her in a way that money can't fix, sex can't fix, or even trips can't fix. And that way is when you can let her know that you understand how she feels, when you can help her manage her feelings, when you can help her process what's going on in her heart, and when you can help her understand what's going on in your heart, right? These are ways that we can really become more romantic. And let me just say this. This is the most important because emotional intelligence gives you a level of discernment that nothing else will give, right? Because there's something that happens when you can feel her, when you can feel what she needs. There are times when I'm with my wife and I can tell she's stressed out. And so what I'll do is I'll just sit next to her and I just rub her back. And just simple as that. I'll just rub her back, or I'll say, hey, come here, give me your hands. Let me pray with you. Or come here, give me a hug. Let me just love on you. Let me kiss on you. That's because I can feel what's going on with her. Here's why, because I can feel what's going on with me. So the most important thing that you and I can do is really work on becoming more in tune with our own emotions, which helps us become more in tune with their emotions. All right, so let's recap. Number 1, you want to pay attention to her preferences and present the preference. Number 2, you want to adopt a so she won't have to mindset. Number 3, you want to master the art of anticipation. Number 4, remember we talked about we want to begin playing the game hide and seek. And then number 5, the most important, you want to master emotional intelligence. Hey, fellas, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to comment below and let me know which of these do you say, Dave, I need to level up in this area. Or I even want to hear, Dave, I'm doing all 5 of these. I'm killing it. I didn't realize I was a romantic. The other thing I need you to do is 2 more things. I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to take one of these a week for the next 5 weeks and really lean into it. And I want you every day to do one of these. Take one per week, and I just want you to lean in for the next 5 weeks. And just take one per week and lock in and do it for her. And without expecting anything in return. Last thing I need you to do is this. I want you to hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who you think needs it or you know needs it. All right. My name is David Burris. And remember, you have permission to think differently. Until next time, y'all take care.